All right, coming up, the next song that we're going to hear from Ken Papalardo. I love saying it. Papalardo. Seriously, I love it. People would probably say, maybe you should shorten that. Why would you? It's so much fun. Papalardo. I love it. Ken's song is also a song that is going to have a title fight. I almost couldn't get that sentence out. And I haven't had any alcohol for the holiday weekend yet. Just water. I'm drinking water. I'm drinking Core Hydration. It's a giant bottle, 30 ounces. Last night I asked Pilar, she said, I'm going to the kitchen. Do you want anything? And I said, yeah, could you bring me my bottle of water from the refrigerator? And she goes, okay. And I said, it looks like a dildo. And yeah, I got a big laugh out of that because it does. All right. And you're not going to laugh unless you go look, look for that Bob Seger and the Silver Bullet Band album cover, Like a Rock. And then look for a Core Hydration bottle. And you can tell me if it looks like a dildo. Okay, here we go. Just want to tell you, this Nelson album, Greatest Hits, parentheses, and Near Misses, it actually comes out this coming Friday, July 8th, 2022. It's got 17 songs on it. It's got a new recording. It's got a couple things that are previously unreleased. It's got a bonus track from the Japan special edition of After the Rain. So, you're going to get a nice selection of Nelson tunes. Now, look, I'm sending this guy an email right now. Okay, so anyway, send him to, and here's what this is exactly what I typed. I'm not even joking. I put Brian, no interest, and then 2 question marks. Yeah, 2. And then I typed, I have never not had a PR person reply to an interview request. Okay, that's a lie. It's happened before. And then I put, let me know if the guys are available in the next week or 2. Thanks, Pat. I'm going to change that. I'm going to have a great weekend. Have a great, in caps, holiday, 3 days, weekend. All right, I'm typing, and I push send. All right, unless the update will be if Nelson's on the show, you'll know that playing hardball worked.
I had a show on Bravo for 2 seasons. I hosted a show. I
didn't know this at all.
Yeah, a show called Musicians.
What year was that?
It was 2001. We were supposed to do it. 9/11 delayed it, so it was like 2002, 3, I think, or something like that. Sheryl Crow was on that.
Is that anywhere where you can see it?
You can watch the Sheryl Crow episode. I think it's on YouTube somehow. I don't know
about that at all.
Yeah, oh no, 2 seasons, and it happened by accident. That guy Joel Gallen, who I mentioned, who was producing.
Yeah, he was an MTV guy.
Yeah, and he was asked to produce it, and he asked me to be the writer for it, like prepping someone to interview. Mm-hmm. And we tried to book. I think I remember it was like Little Steven and Robbie Robertson or whoever it was to host it, and then he basically, I think, either quit or got pushed out, and the studio was looking for someone who could host this because I think they couldn't afford. Bravo at that point was not owned by Universal or whatever.
Okay,
and they said they were looking for a host, and then separately another producer sent them footage of me interviewing Don Henley in Texas, and I made him laugh, and they said, anybody who can make Don Henley laugh, that should be our host.
For sure.
I was upgraded from writer to host, and it was an amazing experience in every way. We should do a retrospective on some point of that.
Let me ask, when you're a host on TV, I only ever see you as casual David. Are you in a jacket? Are you in a collared shirt? What did you wear to host?
The hardest job in history was being my stylist. They took me shopping. They bought me clothes.
And was your hair longer at that? Because I've seen pictures where your hair's longer.
I try to remember on the show. I think it was, where it was longer. I don't quite remember. But yeah, if you look up the,
I'm going to watch it later tonight.
I think Sheryl Crow Musicians, you could still see that one. But it was crazy. Well, the reason I brought it up was, but when you talk about like the host. You got to like the host.
Yeah.
On that show, Bravo went out hard. Like the way TV networks, and I was just discussing this with a huge TV producer, like the way TV historically was marketed was when there's a new show, they really just promote the first episode. They launch it.
Yeah.
And they had terrible decision. Like, and the episode recently with Sheryl Crow, I was thinking about this. Like, we had Sheryl Crow, Alanis Morissette, Barry Manilow, Randy Newman, Tony Bennett, all these people.
This is incredible.
Elvis Costello. All of these people were my first run, and they chose Lou Reed to be the one they launched hard with, but they launched it with a picture of Lou looking like "fuck you," which is always what Lou looked like, and I loved Lou.
Yeah,
but
I like Lou. Yeah, me too.
Lou is not the easiest TV interview or the best upbeat energy.
He might not make you come back for episode 2.
Well, the funny thing is, he loved doing the show so much so that at the beginning of the episode, he was being a total prick to me. He wouldn't answer a question. He was like a hostile witness. By the end, he was like, I love this show. Let's do another one. And cut to a year or two later, he was on the Grammys and he presented with Dave Grohl and he kissed me. He gave me a kiss on the lips. The only two men who've ever kissed me on the lips were my dad and Lou Reed on the stage of Madison Square Garden because Lou said, you saved me $2 million because for the show, we made them do like a stripped down performance, and he did it with just his bass player. And he then realized, oh my God, I can do certain gigs with just my bass player and make a lot more money.
Wow.
So he loved me for that. But in any case, they promoted musicians on Bravo with Lou Reed's face and looking like this, looking like he couldn't stand to be on TV. And they didn't put my name. Not only not a picture of me as host David Wild, they didn't put my name on the ad. And I remember, and they put it over every bus stop in the world or New York.
So I think that Lou Reed's hosting this, maybe.
Right, exactly. And Lou is not coming back the next week. And it's Barry Manilow. So that was, but I will say.
Wouldn't you love to see Lou Reed interview Barry Manilow?
It would be nice. But I will say, like 2 of the episodes were Tony Bennett and Barry Manilow the same day. We did 2 a day because it was at Sony Studios, which has since closed because it was so expensive.
Did those two run into each other? I imagine they would love to talk to each other.
They might have.
All right, next song. I know why you picked this song, of course.
Oh, there's Brad Paisley calling. Should I put him on the show?
Go ahead. Sure.
Brad? I'm on a podcast recording now. I am not watching the game because I can't take it anymore. Should I leave the podcast and go watch now?
No.
Okay, I am not. But I'm telling you, what the podcast I'm doing is where you pick 12 songs that define your life. Do you know who has the 12th song?
Tiny Tim.
Close. It's you, but I always compare you to. I'm currently on. Who am I on right now? What song?
You're going to be talking a cover of a Rolling Stone.
Cover of the Rolling Stone, so I can name drop my Rolling Stone cover stories.
Right.
Okay, but I'm not watching the game. I can't take it. They don't deserve me anymore right now.
They don't deserve you. I'll talk to you once.
Okay, bye.
Nice. Chrissy, you've been staying in our house for a week.
I have.
Say that?
Yes.
You've been here for a week. And I haven't,
Yes.
and people probably think that I'm like bothering you, and I haven't bothered you at all.
No.
Nope. This is the first time.
There are several, like in the morning, hey, you want some coffee bean? It's very kind
And I get
nice.
no response.
No, I think I one time, but usually it's either I've woken up late and I missed it. But it's very kind. It's nice to just have. I'm an only child, Pat, and so my alone time, I just need it. I need it. And my son is at sleepaway camp, and so I thought, what better time to just, be with my thoughts and do some. I had some meetings and some work I have to do and blah blah blah. But and especially with COVID and just not being able to have me time, and it's a great space. When I give up, when I leave Las Vegas, I want that to be in that room because it is so lovely and comfortable. All the creature comforts.
You can't off yourself in our apartment.
No, of course I'm.
We call it the Fonzie apartment because it's above the garage.
Oh.
By the way, when I open the garage, is it like Pilar thinks it sounds like an earthquake up here when the garage door
hear
opens.
it, but
I can hear it.
It's not a big deal.
I tell her that all the time. She tells everyone, "Oh, when you're up there, if we open the garage, it sounds like there's an earthquake." It doesn't sound like that.
It is interesting how many times a day, though, y'all need to access your garage.
I do go into the garage a lot. I do go into the garage
more than the average person, which is fine. You must have a great garage.
That's where my Playboy collection is.
Oh.
All right. What's my next song from Precious Time? Oh, I have It's a Tough Life. Let me see the... Neil Giraldo wrote this one. Okay. You got to get that?
No.
You can take it.
No. It's Walgreens.
Put them on.
It is a robot. Your
Every time-
prescription is ready.
Every time David Wild's here, Brad Paisley calls him.
They're like besties.
Well, he co-wrote Brad's autobiography. So, yeah, they're besties. They go to Dodger games and all that stuff together. All right. It's Tough Life. Unless you're David Wild. All right. Was that a first listen for you?
Absolutely.
And what do you think?
That wasn't at all offensive to the ear.
Yeah,
It's
I like
okay.
that song.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's any other good New England songs, but that one's good.
I'm not sure, I don't know what Paul Stanley could have contributed to that song.
Let me tell you something. I would have fucked it up. I would have said, talk about sex. Don't ever want to lose your sex. Don't ever want to lose your titties. I would have said all kinds of crazy stuff. Make it sexual.
Yeah.
I don't know what. I don't know. Whoa, don't ever want to, lose your love. Yeah, I don't know what he would. I don't think he could have helped it.
No, not at all. Here's what I want to know. What kind of rager are his parents having that they're willing to put their 15-year-old on was it a bus or a train?
I think it's
Into New
Subway,
York-
I think is what he said. I'm
Something's
gonna say
going on.
this. I'm gonna go out on a limb. That was the night Kevin's parents had a key party. Now, if you don't know what a key party is, Google it. It's very fun. I had one with one day with Murray. Now it was just the two of us.
Ooh.
I got his keys and he got my keys. And that's all I'm saying.
Yes, no details, please.
All right.
That would be tawdry.
That's a good show for a teenage boy. The Go-Go's.
Sure.
The parents took them. That's probably a safe show. Probably not, but probably yes. I mean,
Parents
from
dropped them off.
and then picked them up.
You're right. Well, they didn't have to find their way home.
What if they did?
No,
Parents
but I mean,
dropped us off
but I
and
meant that they didn't actually take them to the show. They
True,
just kind of
that's
dropped
true.
them off, and
our parents dropped us off, and then we were fucked. We didn't know how to get back home.
It was a test. You want to go to a rock show? Fine. You have to find
Fine.
your way.
Good luck
home.
getting home, you pricks.
You and your fake earrings.
Yeah, and that better not be real. It better be fake.
I did that.
You
Father
did a
was
real
not
earring
happy.
or a fake earring?
I went to the dinner table with a fake earring, and my father was not amused.
I had my ear pierced, double pierced, had two. Because I
Double?
thought, why get one? Why not get two? The holes are still open. I can still put an earring in there if I choose to, and that's my body, my choice. But my dad, I got it done in college, and then my dad picked me up to come home for the weekend, and of course he's driving, so that ear is to him.
Right.
He never noticed. Never noticed.
Huh. Look, it was double, and he didn't notice.
It was double. It was two studs, two gold balls.
Wow. Why? Why is that funny?
I don't know. Why are you immature? Also, we're probably going to have a visit from Christy Stratton, who's in the Fonzie apartment right now.
Very excited. I haven't seen her since our Christmas episode.
Wow.
Where I rattled on drunkenly for hours.
We haven't even talked about that.
Oh my God,
You
that
kept
was
denying that you were drunk until you listened to the episode, and then you texted me
Yeah, it was
something like,
oh my God, shut up.
Yeah.
Tell that guy to shut up. Cut him off.
It was so funny. The dynamic was you just kept directing everything right to Christy. And Murray and I just kept looking at each other and laughing. And we're like, we would just say, he's fucking smashed.
Empty stomach. That's what it was. Empty stomach.
Empty stomach
I blame
and
that
just
for my eye.
Drink.
If I'd have known that was my last full sight week, I guess maybe I did do it right. Who knows?
Yes.
Okay.
Because he's just counting and then naming girls' names and then rhyming something afterwards.
You know what? I was indifferent to it until I heard it. And now I'm annoyed. So I'm going to put it in there.
A little bit of Murray, he said yes. A little bit of Murray, he said maybe. A little bit of Murray, he said no.
Little bit of Mary, she said no way.
All All right. Any song that in parentheses says love theme from a super popular movie, I mean, it's overplayed, but this isn't annoying. I mean, it's not a song that I go to or would listen to, and she's a powerhouse singer, but this isn't annoying.
It was overplayed because it was a gigantic worldwide hit for the biggest movie of
up until that point ever.
Oscar-winning movie. So, yes, and it's a victim of what I call, what I'm calling right now the Meatloaf syndrome, which is it's overly earnest, it's huge, big production, and grandiose. And so there's a backlash to that it is huge, and she is in that Barbra Streisand category of over-singing sometimes, and it's overly big. But yeah, and again, too long.
Yeah, but it's
not, very long.
But it's because it's playing over the end credits of a movie, so it has to be long.
Yeah,
but yeah, it's not annoying.
So it suffers from its length and its bigness. But is it?
Wait, are you talking about my penis?
Yes. Yes.
So
right. Very similar.
All right, so we both give it a no. It's not annoying.
Yes.
All right.
Off of this one, I went with Before the Deluge. Love this one.
It's a classic. It closes out the album.
Yeah. What I love about it is it kind of sounds like a churchy gospel type hymn, like you would hear. Oh, there's the bell, folks. We're off. No, it's just he uses this music that just sounds so churchy, but then it's such a political song where he's talking about everything bad that's going to happen because we're destroying the earth.
Yeah.
I mean, so the lyrics don't sound offensive and in your face, and the music sounds like you're, it's just
the message is definitely there.
Yeah.
Do you still go to church?
Not so much
It's a no.
anymore.
Just say no.
Not so much.
You either go or you don't.
Yeah, it'd be a no right now.
All right. All right. Allie, what about you? You drop down in California, you go into church, you're praying to the Lord?
No, I would say we're all lapsed at this point.
Well, I'm with you. I'm right with you. I hate organized religion more than I hate the movie Coda. Okay, here we go. This is Before the Deluge. Is it Deluge?
I've ended up at a concert by myself. In fact, the aforementioned John Gallagher, him and I worked at Lake Racetown in the summer.
Okay.
We went to see, what a great show. It was Wang Chung with Tina Turner.
Oh, wow.
I believe that was the lineup at
that's probably at
Juniata College.
What year is that?
Early 80s. She was probably...
was that when she was coming back, or was it prior to the comeback? The private dancer era?
I think it was around that. You know,
That
it
sounds
would
like
have
a-
been like 83, 84,
Sounds
85,
like a good
somewhere
double
in there.
bill for Juniata College?
It was at like this fairgrounds near the college. And somehow, and it wasn't a ginormous crowd, maybe 10,000 people or something, but it was all, you're just standing. There's no chairs, there's no theater. They just up on a stage. And the people that we went with, that we worked with, I think maybe 5 or 6 of us piled into a car and went down to this show. Somehow I think I might have went to use the restroom or get another beer or something.
Did Lynn Trinks go?
No, she did not work there.
All right. That's who you lost your virginity with, right? Lynn Trinks.
Linda Peters worked there from high school. But
Are you going to tell us about Lynn Trinks?
no, we're not going to talk about that. She fell. I didn't push her. No, now you're making a bad story even worse. So
Here's a story. I'm going to tell you a quick story. This is my mom in a nutshell. A couple years ago, like 10 years ago for Mother's Day, I got all the recipes that our grandmothers had in their recipe boxes. Okay, like on recipe cards, and I got them all. And my brother sent them to me, and I typed them all up really nicely, and I got nice paper, and I printed them all out, and I had them put into a book of the family recipes. And then I asked my brother, I said, "Do you want to write the foreword for this book?" And my brother said, "Yeah." Now my brother overwrites. The foreword it'd be 1 page. It goes over into 2 pages. He wrote too much, but I put it in there anyway. So my mother gets this book for Mother's Day, and she opens it up. And when I talk to her on the phone, I go, "What'd you think of your Mother's Day gift?" And she says, "How about that foreword your brother wrote? Wasn't that amazing?" And I was just like, and I don't even hold it in anymore. I go, There wouldn't even be a book if I did. You see all the work that I did? Are you not going to acknowledge the work that I did? I could barely read my grandmother's writing. It was like, it took me forever. And that's what she says. How about that foreword your brother wrote? I'm like, God damn it. Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, she told me it was actually pretty good.
Oh, it's overwritten. Let me ask you this. Yep. When you were in high school, was there a girl that you liked and she was going out with a guy and you felt like this? Like, is she really going out with that guy?
Yep.
Tell me about it.
There was. Well, yeah, I will
change. You're not going to change the names to protect the innocent, are you?
I'm going to change names to protect the
I'm
innocent.
not going to change any names. Go ahead.
This actually happened. I can't believe I'm going to tell any part of this story, but
and this isn't planned. I just ask you this.
This is it's just funny, and this kind of sprang to mind. So I went to my junior prom with a friend. I wasn't dating anyone.
Very proud of you.
I went to the prom, just went with a friend of mine, but I actually
a girl.
All
right.
And there were like a few of us that were sort of all part of one group, and I really liked this one girl.
Like an orgy. Exactly
like that. 17-year-old orgy.
Gross.
And we didn't have I'm a man of a certain vintage, so we didn't have cell phones or anything back there.
Certain vintage.
But for some reason, I don't know. This is just bizarre to think about now. But she didn't go. She actually didn't go to the prom. Nobody asked her.
Crazy.
Yeah, and
because she was an intimidating looking female.
Yeah,
in the good way. She was a knockout.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
So then no one. That's what Elle McPherson always says. No one asked me out because I'm like, shut up.
But we, for some reason, called her from the prom, like to check in on her.
Okay.
Like on a payphone.
All right.
We called her at home, and then everyone, like our little group, we all got on. We're like, we're not really having a good time. We wish you were here, or whatever. And then I was like the last person to talk to her, and I just said, hey, I really wish you were here. It's like whatever kind of like cool 17-year-old move I was trying to put on her over the phone. But yeah, no. The unrequited love of my life.
Oh, but she wasn't going out with someone though. You know what I mean?
Then, I sort of never got around to asking her out. And then she did start going out with someone, and he was a douchebag.
But he asked.
He asked. Yeah. So let that be a lesson to all you young kids out there.
Yeah. Yeah. There was a girl that I eventually did go out with in high school. And then I went out with her later, like in my college years, again, we rekindled, but her name was I'm not hiding any names, Bridget Agner.
Okay.
And that was my dream girl all through high school. From ninth grade, the first time I saw her, I was like, what the heck? What's going on here? and she was dating this guy for a while, Mitch Bachman. Now look, let me tell you about Mitch Bachman. Much taller than me.
Okay.
An excellent head of Roger Daltrey-esque hair.
Oh, sure.
Built, athletic. I would say like a prime Greg Brady looking guy.
Oh, nice.
So I don't stand a chance against this guy.
No.
But eventually, she went out with me after that guy. Nice. So because I'm persistent and funny at times when I'm trying to be. But I was like, but my thing was like, she's really going out with him, even though,
the way
he's a dick. He's a dick. I have to say that. But he's got all those pluses, and then the minus is he's like a fucking dick.
Oh, to hear the way you're describing him, I probably would have gone. So I found
Aerosmith and Kiss did a tour together.
Yes.
A big amphitheater tour. And so I was in heaven. I'm like, oh, this is fantastic.
Who closed?
I think it alternated.
Oh, okay.
This day, I think it was Kiss that opened, and then Aerosmith closed.
Okay.
So I'm backstage hanging out, and this is, at least at these big amphitheaters, backstage is a little more activity, a little cooler, stuff going on.
Yeah.
Trucks flying by, doing all this stuff. All of a sudden I hear, hey, Fabio. This is when I had long hair. And it was blonde.
And you look similar to Fabio.
No.
A little bit.
I get Gene Wilder.
Gene Wilder? No.
Not Gene Wilder. Who's the other guy with Gene Wilder? With the hump on his back. What's
Marty Feldman?
Marty Feldman.
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay. We'll go with that.
Okay.
So anyway, I'm backstage. Hey, Fabio. And it was Gene Simmons and Steven Tyler talking to each other.
Okay.
And they go, come here. So I go over.
Is Gene in full makeup?
Gene is not.
Okay.
So I'm sitting there talking to them together.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what to say. I'm melting into the pavement going, this is the greatest day of my life.
And why did they call you over? Did they really think you were Fabio? Or
No.
They were just making fun of your hair.
Pretty much.
Okay.
I think they're just making fun of me, period. But it was still cool. I mean, they were making fun of me to my face when I got over there. They were just chatting, see what I was doing, blah, blah, blah. So,
all right.
But it was a cool day for me.
That is a cool day. It should be a cool day for anyone, right?
Absolutely.
All right. Right, but that's pretty good, Ozzy.
Yes, but he sounds like every time I hear him, I think of caramel apples and fucking vampires. I mean, it's just that's for me. Because he's so associated himself with the Prince of Darkness, and all that stuff. So whenever I hear him go, I'm in a hallway, I'm just like, oh Christ, it's like Jerry Lewis. You know what I mean? It's literally like
Lady, I'm patient number 9.
the Flavin, I pressed the button to get some fruit cocktail. It's just you're like,
She's
dude.
there, Edith, I'm patient number 9.
That's what I mean. It's just.
Oh my gosh. The comedy scene in Los Angeles is so hot right now.
All right.
It is full of a lot of.
Would you say they're burning it up?
Oh, they are.
Would you please into the microphone? Thank you.
They are
I
burning
just
it
spilled
up.
hot tea in my lap.
Lol.
I think we're seeing a real renaissance of stand-up comedy in Los Angeles. You've heard it from me first.
And is it pretty equal male to female? Are you keeping it equal? Because you're booking the show.
Oh yeah, we personally at Dahlia Comedy try to keep it female forward, but I'm just noticing in general there's a lot more women doing stand-up these days, and there's a lot more opportunity for women to do stand-up these days in Los Angeles.
The show,
that's good.
One of the shows I saw, I want to say it was predominantly, maybe there was one male comic out of 10, or of 8. So it was great.
All right, that's good. Look, I just want to see funny people. I don't care. I don't care what your genitalia look like.
Sure.
Well,
we have to see it before you can get on stage.
Oh,
Otherwise,
wow.
that's the audition.
Those are just COVID restrictions. Though. That's out of your hands. You can't help that.
This guy's got big balls, literally. Go up. Let us hear what you got.
This
You're
guy,
a headliner.
This is just under the tag. Big balls, says USA Today.
What's the color palette going to be?
This one, I'll share it with you. It's sort of a more dark blue and light blue, and then like a big splash of like orangey desert red.
Sweet.
Nice.
I like it.
It's called the homicidal hairstyle of the viral video vixen.
Nice.
And so this time the
I don't know what you just said, but I just the way she reacted, it's got to be good.
Oh,
it's got to be good.
Burning it up. I mean, that's the thing is you start. I think they start to realize, or maybe they don't, but we start to realize it was like, oh, they wrote for what they knew and for the people that they knew, and they only knew straight white guys.
Yeah.
Right.
Who were into either these types of jokes or apparently lots and lots of young girls.
Yep.
Is that a Devo thing?
Oh, no. I'm moving in everything.
I'm like,
no, I didn't want to leave that off the hook.
That is not a tale I heard about Devo.
I've not heard that.
No.
They're like some girls.
Mark Mothersbaugh can get it.
He can reel it in. He's burning it up.
Lols. Maybe I haven't listened to enough modern music, but I would almost think there'd be a movement to go the other way. It's like, she's 22 and in charge of her body. You know, like put it in there because it's going to come out in court, dude.
When she says no, I know that means no.
You know that there's a subgenre of music that is going to come out that is
Probably.
like apologizing for,
But it's funny that, like you say, like 17, it was like, it's never 19.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Like, no one sings about 19-year-olds.
But no women are writing songs that were like, he was 16. Yeah. Like, who cares?
I know. Yeah. But the thing is, a lot of these songs, when I first heard them, I was a teenager.
Yes.
So when you're singing about a girl that's 17 and I'm 16, I'm like, cool.
They're writing it for the people who are buying the
Yeah.
music.
I wondered the
obviously.
same thing.
But then when you look at the ages that they
But
were
it's
when they
still
wrote it,
creepy.
they're like twice
Yeah.
as old. So why are you? It just
Yeah.
doesn't make sense. It's
Yeah,
weird.
You're right. I wonder how much of that. Some of my picks are that way, where like, am I supposed to believe you are saying this, or is this for a genre of music that was designed for teenagers? But now that we're 20 years removed from that, you're like,
I mean, I get the business model for sure. I'm not an idiot, but it's just, if you really take a step back from being in the business and just think about it, it is just the creepiest of creeps.
Yeah.
And it's my youngest daughter is 17. She'll be 18 next month. So that's when
got
all
kid
these
in daddy's eyes.
all these songs hit me differently now.
Totally.
As it's just it's crazy. All right, Molly, what do you got for us?
All right, I'm going to keep it on this teen train. I like the teen train.
I like the teen train. It's wild.
There's only 17 cars.
That's still how Motley Crue travels when they tour. They take the teen train.
The teen train.
And the Gene Simmons line is something about the teen train going in the tunnel, right, guys?
Yeah.
One draft, did it again.
It's a steam engine, so he's always putting logs in the fireplace.
One draft did it again. I chose "Hey 19" by Steely Dan.
All right, getting a little older, almost.
Yeah, all right.
Almost.
Sure, she's almost had her period.
So somebody does sing about 19.
yeah.
Here we go. Hey 19.
I mean, I love Steely Dan, so I'm just going to preface this.